Linux Mint has a secret little tool that completely changed how I use my computer and almost nobody talks about it. It's called web apps and it turns any website into a clean standalone app sitting right on your panel. We are talking YouTube and YouTube Music as proper media players, ChatGPT and Notion as focused desktop tools, even Google Docs launching as a standalone app. I've been running my entire workflow like this for months now, and with us spending a majority of our time on websites, trust me, I'm never going back. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build these web apps, customize them, and pick the websites actually worth converting. Let's jump right in. So before we start turning websites into apps, let me quickly show you what a web app actually is. And honestly, the best way to understand it is to just look at it. Take a look at the bottom of my screen. See these icons sitting on my panel? YouTube, YouTube Music, ChatGPT, Notion. They look like regular native apps, right? They're sitting right there next to my actual installed applications. But here's the thing, not a single one of these is an installed program. Every single one of them is just a website and gets better. Let me open the Mint menu, type in YouTube Music and there it is, showing up just like any other app on my system. I click it and boom, it opens up in its own clean window. No tabs, no address bar, no browser clutter. It even gets its own spot on the panel and I can Alt plus tab to it like any normal application. Now here's the thing, this is still a website under the hood. This does not magically turn YouTube into a native Linux software. What it does is give that website its own app-like home on your desktop. But this really helps keep things organized, get to those web apps faster and multitask efficiently. And think about it for a second. Half of what you call apps today are just websites. YouTube, your music, your notes, your documents. The problem, your browser is terrible at keeping the important ones organized, and that is exactly what we are about to fix. Alright, let's actually make one, and I promise you, this is not some complicated terminal trick. This is a normal graphical tool that's already sitting inside Linux Mint. Open up the Mint menu, search for web apps and launch it. This tool right here is the web app manager. Its whole job, in its own words, is to run websites as if they were apps. Let's start simple with the most obvious example, YouTube. Click the plus button to add a new one. Now there are just a few things to fill in here. First the name, I'll type in YouTube, and this is exactly what's going to show up in your menu and on your panel later. So name it something clean. Next, the address. I'll paste in the YouTube URL and a quick little tip. You don't have to use the homepage of a website here. You can point it anywhere you want, but more on that later. And don't manually type the address please. Visit the website in your browser and copy the URL. That's the right way to do it. Now this next step, people sleep on it, but trust me, it matters. The icon. Mint will usually grab the website's icon for you automatically, which is great. Now this should be used in most cases, but you can custom select an icon here. You can paste even your own images. And I think this is mostly useful when you are creating multiple web apps that are from the same website. Then we pick a category, something like web, internet, or sound and video for something like YouTube. This just decides where it lands in your menu. Hit save and that's it. Seriously, that's the whole thing. Now let me open the menu and there's my brand new YouTube app. Click it and there we go. It's on window, it's on panel icon, as clean as it can be. Now I can already hear some of you, but I could just bookmark YouTube. Why bother? Fair question. But here's the difference. A bookmark opens inside the same pile of browser tabs and instantly gets lost. This opens as its own window with its own icon and I can Alt plus tab straight to it when there are multiple applications running. And that's the whole idea. Bookmarks are for websites you visit, web apps for websites you live in. See, many services like ChatGPT, Canva, Notion provide official apps for Windows and macOS, but they don't support Linux. This lets you create those apps for Linux on your own. Now these are not full-fledged apps, they are still just websites opening as separate apps. You get the convenience of launching them directly from the menu or the taskbar, and they live in separate windows, so it makes it very easy to launch and switch between them. And there's no navigation bar, and everything stays clean and tidy. Now let's talk about my favorite kind of website to turn into a web app, media. Music specifically, because honestly, music is the perfect candidate for this. It's the kind of thing you want running quietly in the background in its own little window, completely separate from whatever else you are doing. So let me quickly spin up YouTube Music. You already know the drill. Plus button, give it a name, paste the URL, let it grab the icon. It's got the same icon as the YouTube web app. That's going to be conflicting. I'll change it in a sec. Drop it in sound and video category and save. Done. It took me all of 15 seconds. But here's where I want to show you something new. See this setting here, the browser. Every web app you create is actually powered by a browser of your choice. And this little choice matters more than you think. If you build your web app with Firefox, links you click tend to stay right inside the app. But if you use Chrome or Chromium, external links will pop open in your main browser instead. So for something self-contained like a music player where you just want to stay put, I'd lean towards keeping it all inside the app. And here's a nice little bonus. With a lot of media sites, your keyboard play and pause keys actually just work. I won't promise it works perfectly for every single site and browser combo, but it's absolutely worth testing because when it does, this thing feels genuinely native. Let me launch it. Minimize it, Alt plus tab back to it, and here it is, sitting on my panel like a proper desktop music app. And by the way, you can do this exact same thing for Spotify's web player too. Same steps, same results. A clean, dedicated music app, no extra software installed. Okay, now we get to the good stuff. This right here is where web apps stop being a neat little trick and start genuinely changing how you work, because these next three aren't entertainment, they are tools. They are the things you live inside all day long. Let's start with ChatGPT. I'll create it just like before, but this time I want to show you a new setting. When you select Firefox browser here, see this navigation bar toggle? For a tool like ChatGPT, I turn it off. With it off, you get a clean, stripped down window with no back, forward or reload buttons cluttering things up at the top. And suddenly, it doesn't feel like a website at all. It feels like a dedicated thinking and research assistant sitting right there on my desktop. For sites where you browse around a lot, you'd leave it on. But for a focus tool like this, off every time. I mean, I love having ChatGPT right here on my taskbar. Any question I have, anything I need to do, I can launch a super genius assistant in a single click. This saves me so much time every single day. And if you too want to get that good with ChatGPT and use it like a pro, I have launched a one-on-one ChatGPT Mastery coaching program where I'll personally teach you and take your ChatGPT and AI skills from beginner to pro level in just 3 hours. Most people are stuck using just 1% of what ChatGPT can do, but in 3 hours, just you and me, we are going to master the fundamentals, learn prompt engineering frameworks that you can apply anywhere, and move on to the advanced techniques of sparring and meta prompting. I'll also help you build prompts and workflows that are going to give you a massive boost in your personal and professional life, tailored specifically for you. You also get 2 bonus browser extensions, one that lets you save and use all your prompts, and another one that lets you dictate and type in any website. And since it's a one-on-one, spots are genuinely limited. Sign up using the link in the description below. Okay, getting back to the video. When you leave it on, you not only get navigation controls but also the ability to create more tabs. Basically, it's just opening the browser to this particular website. Next, Notion. I'll spin it up. And here's a new setting for this one. Select Chrome. By the way, you have to have Google Chrome installed for this to work. Isolated profiles. Each web app can run on its own separated browser profile. That means my Notion app doesn't share cookies, logins or history with my main browser. It's in its own sealed environment, which is fantastic for keeping your work life and personal browsing completely separate. But if you want to use the same account login credentials and cookies from your main account logged into Google Chrome, just turn this off. And on both Firefox and Chrome, you can make these web apps launch in incognito sessions every time. But remember, that's not going to save logins or cookies, so you'll have to re-log in every time you open them. But, and this is important, let me be straight with you. This is workflow separation first, not some bulletproof security sandbox. It is still a browser session under the hood, and trackers can still track you. So use it to keep things organized and tidy. Absolutely. Just don't treat it like a privacy fortress. I'd rather tell you the truth than oversell it. And finally, Google Docs. This is my favorite tip of the whole video. Remember earlier when I said that you don't have to use the homepage of a website? This is what I meant. Instead of making a generic Google Docs app, you can point a web app at one specific document. So I can take my script draft, grab the exact document's URL and turn that single doc into its own app. Now I've got a launcher that opens straight into the exact page I'm working on. Script drafts, a weekly planner, your research notes, each one can become its own dedicated app. How cool is that? Apply the same thing to your Google Drive and that's going to be magic. Let's say you have 5 different Google Drive locations or folders you use regularly. Create a new menu section called Drive and you can create 5 different web apps for all those 5 different locations and directly search them from the menu and directly jump to them with a single click. This is web app integration to the next level. This is beyond smooth. And look, the same idea works for Reddit, Linux Mint forums, your docs, basically anything you keep coming back to. Now here's where it all comes together. Watch this. I got ChatGPT in one window, my notes in Notion in another, and my script in Google Docs in a third. I just Alt plus Tab between them, tile them side by side, and that's my entire workflow laid out like real desktop apps. No digging through 20 browser tabs trying to remember where I left the document. Everything has its place, and honestly, once you work like this, going back feels painful. So by now you got the hang of it, but let me hit you with a rapid fire list of websites that are absolutely begging to become web apps, and these are the ones we haven't even touched yet. For communication, WhatsApp, web, Telegram and Discord. Turn these into web apps and you basically got proper messaging on Linux without hunting around for sketchy, unofficial clients. Same goes for Slack, Microsoft Teams if you work with a team all day. Now for the creative folk, Figma, Canva and Photopea. These are full-blown design tools that run entirely in the browser. And as web apps, they feel shockingly close to real desktop software, which, let's be honest, half of them don't even bother offering on Linux. For staying organized, Google Calendar sitting right there on your panel is a genuine game changer. Trello, Asana, ClickUp, whatever you plan your life on. Throw in Todoist or Google Keep for quick tasks and notes, and your whole planning setup lives one click away. And don't forget the fun stuff. Netflix, Twitch, your favorite news site, a dedicated Netflix window with the navigation bar stripped off honestly feels better than half the unofficial apps out there. But here's a quick honest check. Not everything deserves to be a web app. If it's a site you open once a month, just leave it as a bookmark. And if you genuinely lean on browser extensions for a site, maybe a password manager, you're better off staying in the full browser for that one. Because the real magic here was never about installing more stuff. It's about being intentional, handpicking a few sites that actually earn a permanent spot on your desktop. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and also leave me a big thumbs up. Next up, check out my video on Linux Mint's 2 brand new system tools. System information and system administration. They make troubleshooting your PC and even taming the grub boot menu ridiculously easy. No terminal needed. Definitely don't miss that. Alright, this is the Next X signing out.